Now, the national press has it wrong. The national press is saying, oh, that's because Donald Trump is like Ahab. He's going after the Moby Dick of I won the 2020 election.
Right.
No, that's a wonderful cover story. Elections and officials in Georgia are saying something very different. They're saying this is about the 26 and 28 elections.
Greg, you published a piece this morning, and I cross-posted it over on our website. It's titled "The Real Story of the FBI Raid on Fulton County, Atlanta." Tell us about it.
Right. Okay. So what's happened is that the FBI raided the elections offices in Fulton County and carted off all the ballots. And of course, when you're talking physical ballots, you're talking mail-in ballots and ballots that were put in drop boxes. So the physical ballots and other information. Now, why would they do that? Now, the national press has it wrong. The national press is saying, oh, that's because Donald Trump is like Ahab. He's going after the Moby Dick of I won the 2020 election. Right. No, that's a wonderful cover story. Elections and officials in Georgia are saying something very different. They're saying this is about the 26 and 28 elections. Yep. You can get more information not only at gregpalast.com, but Mark Elias's Democracy Docket. And so what's happened is, why do they want these documents from these ballots from 2020? They want to claim that most of the ballots in Fulton County, which is the heart of Atlanta, that's Black Atlanta. This is the heart of the Black population of Georgia, which is the swingiest swing state. And remember, John Ossoff is running for re-election, and this could determine the control of the U.S. Senate.
Exactly.
And of course, 28, Georgia will be the swing state in the presidential election. So what they want to do is cut down. They have one big giant focus: drop boxes. Now, you may not pay attention to this in some communities, but drop box voting is crucial to Black voters. About 70% of Black voters vote early. That is using a drop box early in physical voting or mailing in. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, this administration, and starting in Georgia, want to tear down any system that allows massive mail-in voting or ease of putting your ballot into a drop box. Now, why do Black people do that? Because they're tired of waiting 6 hours in line in the Georgia heat, and it's a felony crime to give someone a bottle of water, as you know. And it's no joke. Yeah. And so they put in, and of course, if you work during the day, drop in your box. They've had a film, 2,000 Mules, and this is what this is based on. And we do know that the administration and DOJ are working directly with True the Vote. That's the organization that did the film 2,000 Mules, which was released by Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, saying that all these Black voters, 2,000 mules, and they were very clear that this is Black men, 2,000 Black men whom they call mules, were stuffing ballot drop boxes. Now, understand, and they focused on Georgia, they focused on Fulton County, and they said thousands and thousands of ballots were stuffed, and that's how Donald Trump lost 2020. But by restricting mail-in voting and drop boxes in 2024, that was crucial for flipping the state. Forget about, fancy, who likes Kamala Harris, whatever. That has nothing to do with it. They made it very difficult to vote by mail. And they cut the number of drop boxes in Atlanta and Savannah by 75%, while in the white counties, and those are the two Black cities of Georgia, in the white counties, they actually increased the number of drop boxes. If you want to know how important this is, Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas, who's now running for Senate, after he was impeached for corruption, he said he was able to go into court and stop the mailing out of ballots during COVID to the citizens of Houston. Not many people realize that Houston has the largest Black population of any city in America. And he said if he hadn't stopped mail-in and drop box voting, that Trump would have lost Texas. That's Texas. So imagine, now they're focusing on Georgia because they want to prove that through this drop box stuffing, that Black people have flipped the election. And by the way, why did they do this? Because these Black men, and I'm only saying Black men because that's what they say. That's what they show in the film, were being paid $10 for every ballot they stuffed into a box. They're being paid by
a Jewish guy, George Soros,
and Mark Zuckerberg, who's a Republican, by the way. Right. He's a Republican. I mean, it's a joke, but
but they're Jewish.
Racism and
it goes with the whole racist thing, yeah.
Yeah, so they won't replace us, right?
Yeah.
And so we can laugh about it, but this is really being used very, very much to justify the removal of Dropbox. Now, 30 states, Tom, have passed laws that either severely restrict or eliminate Dropbox voting. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Democrats understand how important this is. For example, in the 2020 election runoffs in which John Ossoff and Reverend Warnock won elections, these two Democrats won these crucial runoff elections, they got 1.1 million Dropbox and mail-in votes. Mm-hmm. By time they changed the law, cut Dropbox and mail-in voting from 28 days to 7, restricted the hours so that after 5 p.m. you couldn't drop off your ballot, anything like that. So the number of Dropbox and mail-in ballots dropped from 1.1 million to 0.1 million. They literally lost 1 million votes. There was a collapse.
90% gone.
90% gone. And this was crucial. This is crucial to Donald Trump's win in 2024. And there was a second part of it, and then I'll stop the filibuster, where they're getting these records for another reason. They want the registration records, just like they're asking for them from Minnesota, from Illinois. Texas has already sent them out, Oregon. Yeah. And they're trying to get from California, because what they want to prove, secondly, is something they've tried before, that there are aliens on the voter rolls. This is not to look for people to arrest and deport. This is to say, oh, we found Jose Garcia's name on the Illinois voter rolls, but we also saw Jose Garcia on the Atlanta voter rolls. So obviously there's two of them, or we found a Jose Garcia in the a special database kept by Homeland Security, which lists the people who are deported. Well, believe it or not, there might be a guy named Jose Garcia who's been deported, but that's not the voter in Atlanta. Now, I'm not guessing about this because it was tried one time previously under the Obama administration. A court forced the Obama administration to turn over the ICE DHS deportation lists. Mm-hmm. As a result, the state of Florida, under Rick Scott, removed 179,000 voters, saying that they were alien voters. Well, first of all, that's a felony crime. So how many 179,000 did they arrest? And the answer is one. One. Who was an Austrian Republican, by the way. Mm-hmm. Out of 100, but 179,000 people, overwhelmingly Hispanics. Do you know what they had to go? You had to go into a federal court to prove that you are who you are and that you're an American citizen entitled to vote.
Right.
And that's what happened in Florida. And so they're trying to Floridize the rest of the states. They're trying to do like Texas, make it nearly impossible to vote by mail. In Texas, it's almost impossible.
Right.
And they understand that this is removing Hispanic voters through purges of the voter rolls and removing the black voter by making it incredibly difficult for them to vote.
And there's a long history here. I mean, you go back to the 60s, you had William Rehnquist in Operation Eagle Eye intimidating Hispanic and black and Native American voters in Phoenix, Arizona. You've got, you know, the court order preventing the Republican Party from engaging in caging under Karl Rove back in the 80s.
That's right.
And then the thing that you busted wide open when you were reporting for the BBC in 2000, where Jeb Bush knocked, 90,000 black people off the voting rolls just a few weeks before the election so that Jeb could win, or so that George could win by 537 votes?
By the way, and the Times, when they finally reported that, said, reporting on my reporting, said that the lists were flawed. No, they weren't. Every single person who was removed was an innocent legal voter. Their only crime was voting while black. They tried to prove that these were felon voters voting. They could not find a single One. I went to the Attorney General and I said, what about Catherine Harris's list of tens of thousands of black men? He said, that's just Harris's political stuff. This is the Attorney General of State. There's no one on that list. He said, we talked to about 6 people and it was all BS. Well, It may be BS, but it also elected George W. Bush as president.
Which got us, these people on the Supreme Court.
Yes, exactly. So we ended up, vote suppression, as my producer Leonardo DiCaprio and George DiCaprio, who's by the way behind me listening in.
Hey, George.
Said it's for real. Vote suppression makes a difference. We talk about it, but we're not acting on it. So we have to act upon this. So I'm working on, by the way, February 5, I'll be in Chicago to launch a national virtual broadcast of my film Vigilantes, Inc., America's New Vote Suppression Hitmen. That'll be 5. Go to gregpalast.com.
Greg,
thanks for allowing me to advertise.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We have about a minute and a half before we hit a hard break here. I'm curious your thoughts, and this has been bothering me for years. And why is it that the Democratic Party has not made this a primary issue? You know that if the Democratic Party had been suppressing the Republican vote for 40 years, that the Republicans would be squealing like stuck pigs.
Oh, absolutely. Well, here's what I've gotten from, for example, when I broke the story about how Florida was stolen by targeting black people as felons when they were innocent. And I talked to the chairman of the Democratic Party in Florida. He says he could not get anyone in his legislative caucus who would take up the issue, any white person, because they would say you're defending fraudulent voters. The other thing is that the Democratic Party has often complained to me that my writings, and Mark, just like now they finally hired Mark Elias, but they said my writings when I started off this issue of vote suppression, illegal purges of the voter rolls, working at the ACLU, they said you're discouraging people from voting if they think that their vote won't count.
Right.
And I will hand it to Stacey Abrams when she said, look, she made it a primary issue in 2018, the first Democratic major candidate to say vote suppression is an issue. They're stealing your vote. So you need to get out and vote. And it actually massively increased the voter turnout. But unfortunately, she was marching uphill against an avalanche of purges. About 300,000 people were purged from the voter rolls before her election. 2/3 of those, we went name by name with the experts from Amazon and Microsoft, and they said those 2/3 of those people were legal voters.
Yeah,
200,000 people removed.
I mean, this
wrongly.
is why Trump is in the White House right now. Is because of voter suppression.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did that so
no
well.
question.
The Greg Palast, Greg Palast Investigates.substack.com. Thank you, Greg.
You're very welcome.